Hello and welcome to the transcription explanation of this design. I made it to be a keychain for the TARDIS key, and this says time and relative dimension in space around the word key, and I'll show you how it says that using this key. So here we have our first word, which starts at the bottom. You read this script starting at the bottom and then going counterclockwise, which is written here. And then you go counterclockwise. So here's our first word. Here's the first letter of our first word. And this is a shallow divot, like this one. And there are no lines and no dots ending on it. This one line passes through it, so it doesn't count. So that makes it the letter T. And then we have this vowel here. It's inside our T, and it has a line going inwards. So like this green one here, which if we follow that down, that would be an I. And then we have this one here, which is a circle inside the word circle. So we're in this row, and there are 1, 2, 3 lines ending on it, making it the letter M. And then we have an E hanging out right inside the M. So time, and then an A outside the word circle, an N with a line going inwards. So that line direction, I guess, doesn't really matter for the N. But this N has one line on it because it's in this column, and it's a completed circle inside the word circle, just like the M. So here is the N, and then we have 1, 2, 3 dots, so we're in this column, and this is a deep divot stem, like an omega or a horseshoe. So that would be a D. So time and then we have this 3-dot shallow divot, which makes it an R. Then we have an E hanging out inside the R. Then we have 1, 2, 3 dots on this circle inside the word circle, making it an L. 3 dots, circle inside the word circle. And then we have an A outside our word circle, just like this A in and. T, just like this T with an I in it, just like this I. So T-I in relative, just like the T-I in time. And then we have a V, shallow divot with one line, and then an E. So notice how this is a T-I and this is a V-E because this doesn't have a line on it, where this shallow divot does. And then this vowel does have a line on it, while this vowel does not. So those little tiny details make a whole lot of difference in here. So T-I-V-E. So R-E-L-A-T-I-V-E, relative. Then we have a D, 1, 2, 3 dots on it, just like that D and. An I line going inwards. 1, 2, 3 lines on this M. So very similar to the L, except instead of 3 lines, it has 3 dots on the L. And the M has 3 lines, and then we have an E hanging out right in the middle of it, like this red one here, which is an E. And then we have an N. It's important that there's this little gap here. See how this does not connect up to here? It ends before then. So that means this one line ends on the N, where this line does not end on the N. So that is important. So N, and then we have 1, 2, 3 lines on the S. So there's the S, here's the I line going inwards, just like the I here. O inside the word circle. And this is tricky because an O can kind of look like a J, because a J is a circle inside the word circle with no dots and no lines. But vowels are smaller than consonants. So that's how you can tell that this is an O, where this is a consonant stem. This is another N, just like this N and that N, all with one line. Then we have an I line going inwards, just like that I, and another N, just like that N. And then we have S, 1, 2, 3 lines on it, that thick one and those 2 thin ones. Then we have a P, 1, 2 lines on it, an A outside the word circle. Oh, I forgot to mention consonants and vowels. When they're together, you read the consonant first and then the vowel second. That is noted in the letter stacking rules here. So P-A, and here we have another S, 1, 2, 3 lines, just like this S. And the word space is spelled with a C. And in this script, there was originally no letter C, so you had to swap the C to an S or a K, depending on what sound it makes. And because space sounds like space, this C goes S, we make it the same as this S. So here is the 1, 2, 3 line S, just like that 3 line S. There is a letter C nowadays, so you can use the actual letter C. This was added to help with acronyms, especially, and proper nouns. So it is still common practice to swap the S and C. Otherwise, you can use the letter C if it's a letter C. So anyway, that is the S and then an E at the end of space. And then our last word in the middle here in the negative is the word key. We have 1, 2 dots on this circle inside the word circle, making it a K. Then an E inside it, and then we have 1, 2 dots on the Y, which is a circle on the line of the word circle. So altogether, time and relative dimension in space. Key. And that is that design. I hope you like it.